Hi everyone, I am very excited. I have had a delivery from Waterstones and I'm going to open it on camera. So let's have a go. I was actually out when this arrived. My husband messaged me to tell me it had arrived and I had to do various things before I could come back and grab it. But here it is. There we go. Now Waterstones is delivering these early, so it is actually today only the 4th of November and the release date is the 7th. So as soon as they get them in stock they send them out. I've put my affiliate code in the description for Waterstones if you want to order from there, and they've got them in stock online, well, at the moment. So here is the lovely book. I thought I would compare the size to Johanna's other books for you first, because I know a lot of people want to know about the size. So here is Rooms of Wonder. Okay, oh, can we fit them all in? There we go. Here is Ivy, which is a little bit smaller. Actually it's the same height, it's just a bit thinner. Here is Miniature Secret Garden. So that one is smaller. If I put my hand there so you can see. Yeah. So it's the same width of Miniature Secret Garden, but a little bit longer. Let's put them there so you can see them against the desk. Yeah. I'm not being very useful, am I? Like that. And compare with the planner, which I also have. Whoops. So these are all UK editions, by the way, of all these books. So I don't know how the sizing compares in US, but I can't imagine it's much. So it's just a bit smaller than a planner. Okay, so that's the size dealt with. I'm not going to measure it. It tells you on Amazon actually what the size is. So, whoops. Let's next, I've managed to, there we go. Let's next look at the cover. So we have some florals, butterfly, more florals, house in a jar, little house, some teapot plant, sort of underwater scene, a key and a toadstool, and houses and a hot air balloon. Now, although the book here it's matte covered like they always are, so you can potentially colour it. Although this is the lime green colour, which I rather like, I have to say, this is gold, so that's nice. And then when we turn over, we don't have any colour on the back, and it's got a little bit of text there. You can pause and read if you want to. Just try and tip it so you can see it, but there's no gold on there. There we go. So that is that. We'll come in a bit closer before we start the actual flip through. Now I know you probably have watched Johanna's flip through, but I'm going to have a flip through and see what I observe. So the cover is, yeah, it's sort of card, and we've got a sort of fold, so we're going to open it like that. Now when Johanna did her flip through, I was quite surprised. I thought maybe she'd missed a page when I saw this page here, but this is definitely the inside of the cover. So we have the guide on the inside of the front cover, but there is a little bit to colour here if you want to. And then you have the title page with quite a lot of different designs on here to colour. I see Emily Illustrator has already started colouring this page and made this into a little waterfall. Looked very clever and very pretty. So there is that one. And then this is our copyright page. There's actually fairly big designs on this one, I noticed. It's similar to a page I've seen in, is it How to Draw Inky Wonderlands? No, 30 Days of Creativity maybe has got one a bit like this. Anyway, so that was quite big. And then we have the intro from Johanna. Again, with these flowers, I think they're the same as the ones on here. So it means you don't have to colour the ones on the cover if you think it's not. It's obviously slightly different paper. The paper, as far as I'm aware, is 160 GSM. For those of you who do that, it's slightly cream. Look, this is a white piece of paper. This is my chart actually that I've made for this book to note down when I've completed each page and what materials I used. I've put this available for everyone to print off. I did it double-sided, which was really silly, but in my Ko-fi shop. So I'll put a link to that as well if you want it. It's available for free to download. It's quite a simple chart, but sometimes it's quite nice to keep a note of when you've coloured pages and what you've used, especially if you're part the way through a page. You can note what pencils you used if you want to go back to it, something like that. Or if I'm recording a page, it can be quite useful. And I put although they're PDFs, I've also now put an Excel file there as well, which is how I created them. So if this space isn't big enough for you, you can go in and edit the file yourself and print it, or keep a file online rather than printing it if that's easier for you. So those are available. Link in the description. But let's get on with the flip through. So this one is a sort of whole page picture to start with, but it's a symmetrical design, and we've got these two large moths and a few florals and leaves, and it's fairly big. I've got a pencil here. If I hold a pencil to there, you can see that dot there is just about big enough to fill in with a pencil, but they're not huge, you know. And again, like these designs are about the size of my pan pastel pot. Just happen to have one here. That's quite a good size. Perfect. So if you've got these, you can use that to measure. It's not particularly accurate measuring, but this one, Johanna's been doing these for an advert, I think, that she's been put out. So I love this little frog one down here. I've only seen these coloured actually. I think Emily Illustrator coloured this one as well on a video I saw this morning. It's really pretty. And then we have our wagons. Now I'm going to have a good look at all of these. I hope you don't mind indulging me. You can speed up the video if it's a bit too slow for you. But this one has got plant pots on the top. And then we've got one with an octopus in a tank on the back. He looks so happy. We've got one with trees and stars. It almost looks like Christmas. We have florals, balloons. Look at the ice cream one that's sort of melting. We have a cake one, of course. It wouldn't be Johanna without cakes, and sweets or candies on that one. So these are quite, the steering wheels and things are quite small, but I think you could still do a fair bit with those. Some of the areas are larger that you could do bits. These are quite small. And then we have our butterfly. Now, of course, with this particular design, it's symmetrical. You could colour each element, or you could just colour the whole thing and maybe just trace around the elements with a sparkly pen, or you know, or some sort of gel pen, or leave them just to show through if you use a transparent pencil, so that you don't have to colour every bit. Or you could just do some cloud design in the background or something like that if you wanted to make more a feature of it. Or if you're, you know, some people will draw big flowers and things, but it's not me. I like to keep it simple because I can't draw. Just checking I haven't missed a page. No. So this one here, we have our house on a toadstool or mushroom. I like this little light here with the stars. It's night time, it looks like, so we can have some nice warm light coming through the windows. And then on here we have some florals. We've not had one like that before from Johanna, so that's a little bit different. And this design underneath looks a bit different as well, but we've got a vine growing around, which is really cute, and some flowers around it. It's very sweet. So that being a full page, but doesn't seem too daunting. But we now have 6 houses. I know a lot of people really like doing houses. So we've got one here with like a little wooden extension on stilts and some tiny little plant pots. This one's got a bush in the front, flag. This one's got several different elements to it and little pots. This one looks like a very grand house. Look at that double opening front door with the window above. Lots of chimneys as well. This one we've just got some pots. Looks a little bit more a run-of-the-mill. It's still quite big, isn't it? And we've got a big staircase at the side of this one. Look at that. That's really interesting. So those are our houses. Now I really like these. These are quite simple. We just have leaves, although to me these look a bit like berries, which is probably why I like them. But just a circle of leaves and a circle of leaves. Quite straightforward. You could do 2 colours, 1 colour. Maybe you could squeeze in 3 colours on some of them. I just find those really attractive for me to do. I don't know, you can make them autumnal, you can make them just greens, you can just go all sorts of colours. Now the dinosaurs, I know a lot of people are quite excited about these. So we have this one. Now I'm going to try and name them. Now I'm wondering if this is a, is it a Diplodocus? I don't know. But I like the fact that these spines on the back are actually leaves. So we've got a lot of greenery in there. So you can do your dinosaur green with green leaves, or you could choose just completely different colours if you want to. Then you've got this one which looks like a Triceratops to me, and again lots of leaf work. And this one looks more like a Brontosaurus, but you know, I don't really know. I can't remember. My boys used to like them when they were very small, but you know, can't remember now. Now this one here, we've got a full page picture again, which is it's symmetrical. It's actually right through, so each quarter is repeated round, and we've got these really pretty teardrop shapes. I really like those, and then these sort of longer leafy pieces and some fish. So obviously, and underwater we've got some shells as well, so that's really interesting. And then we carry on our underwater theme with our fish. So they're facing different directions. So this one they all have florals on actually, which is will be fun to colour. So this one, he's got two fins underneath, and then there's different florals on this one with just the one fin underneath near the back. This one's got two, and they're all slightly different designs. They've all got a little bit below the mouth which is slightly different and things like that, so I think that's keeps it interesting when you're colouring them, so that's good. And here we have 4 houses. Now these have got these really pretty leaves. These are the shape of the leaves. In Enchanted Forest there's a castle on a mushroom, and there's a tree with leaves like this, and I just love colouring it, so I'm really excited to have more leaves like this to colour. It's a bit silly, isn't it? But I just really like them. I'm not sure what I'm sure are these rocks or bits of bush. I guess it's up to us to decide. So we've got a house there, another one here. This one's got some bricks. This one's got bricks actually as well. Got some more leaves. So they're all quite similar. This one's got a rounded turret on the top, which is a bit different. And now we have this page on the right. Now this page scared me a little bit when I saw it, when Johanna did a flip through, because it is small, really small. So I get my pencil sharpener. This is my Norris Club. Look how small it is. It is small on my little finger. But I'm looking at it closely now for you. And I'm thinking we've got tiny dots on that one there. I would probably you could do them with a really sharp pencil. If I put a pencil near it, I don't know how much you can see because we're not very close. If I put a pencil near it, you can see that you could probably just about get a pencil in there, but you could use a gel pen just to do those dots if you wanted to. These don't look too bad. This one, I think you might have to do the whole thing and not the individual bits. I know Johanna said she drew them to size. Oh, goodness, she must have used a little pen. And then really, I think we're okay. I think it'll be all right. I'm certainly going to have a good go, that's for sure. And yeah, this is the Staedtler Ergosoft pencil, which I've grabbed because I'm going to do some colouring in here at the end, and I thought those would be good pencils because I know Johanna likes the Staedtlers, so her paper works well with them. Now we have our islands, so we have a sort of nighttime island with little castle and trees, and look, there's this little secret cave or a secret door. Then we have a more tropical looking island, I think, because of the roof on that building, but these look like great big ivy leaves, but I guess they're big tropical leaves and bushy trees. And this one looks more like a sort of junk on an island with a palm tree. I like that. And then we have a sort of mysterious smoke coming out of this building, lots of buildings on this one. We have a lighthouse down on this one with another boat. And this one we have these sort of houses on stilts, so that's good. Now I've seen this picture this morning, coloured, it's on Instagram, Cat and Paste has coloured it, and oh my goodness, stunning work. Inspirational, don't let it scare you if you go and look. It scared me a bit, but it's so good. What I probably do, if I see a picture that daunts me, that I've seen someone colour so beautifully, I will either try and copy what they've done, obviously crediting them for that, or I will totally not do it for ages until I've forgotten about their version and do something myself. Anyway, the 3 boats, sorry I haven't done, we've got these 3, we've got life rings, little curtains and pot plants. Quite an interesting roof, I'll probably do that in gold. And this one's got a little umbrella or parasol with the plants growing over the edge, lots of plants on the roof and these sort of shutters. And this one I thought was my favourite. We've got the curtains, lanterns, well, candles and sort of boxes and things. See what's in these boxes, colouring supplies, of course. Now these really attracted me. These look quite like the style of that Johanna used in, the only thing is this spine, getting in there. I think once I've opened the book more, I can sort of open it a bit flatter. But these are sort of symmetrical designs, and again, yes, these look like the style of 30 Days of Colouring, a little bit different somehow. There's something a bit different about this style. I really like it. So there's those. Now this is a whole page of bugs. So we've got butterfly and moth, dragonfly, got a beetle, another moth, I think, a bee maybe, another beetle, another moth, butterfly, beetle, butterfly, ladybird or ladybug, another butterfly, another sort of beetly thing, a moth, a butterfly. I always think the moths have their wings downwards. It's not true, they don't, but yeah. And then we have these, are much larger. I think these would take quite some time to colour, to be honest. There's a lot going on. So on this one, we've got this lovely big flower, and that one's quite similar. Then we've got these round ones, which are quite different to what Johanna usually draws, so that's good. And a few there. And these two might be the same. And then we've got lots of little ones that are all the same. So you might want to colour those all the same colour. And then there's a lot of leafy work in there. These are pretty here. And down here we've got a similar thing going on a little. We've got a big one here, and that one, and that one. They're all sort of standalone, but this pair look the same. These 3 look the same, and all these little ones the same. So you could put some colour some of them the same, or just do them all differently. I love Mr. Snail. I've got a mark on my book there, but never mind. He's got these big florals, slightly smaller florals, teeny florals and leaf work. And then markings on his body. This one is quite complex. This one I look at, it's rather daunting. However, I feel that if I coloured this body all in one colour and didn't ignore the detail, did the same here, then I could concentrate on the detail in the wings and it wouldn't feel as daunting to me maybe. Because I think if I use too many colours in all of this, it's going to look a bit mad. So I also might go for butterfly colours. You know, think about, it might be a bee, but think about what colour wings I think it should have. I think it's a bee because that looks like it's stripes. So maybe we'll do black and yellow, and do all this in grey. That would be different, wouldn't it? I don't know yet. Now this is another full page. It's rather sweet. It's quite autumnal, I think. We've got the apples going around here, which caught my eye, which Johanna never mentioned when she did her flip through, but these apples caught my eye. And then she did talk about the mushrooms. Of course, they're lovely fun. I think we all like colouring those, and the acorns give that autumnal feel, and there's more acorns around here. There's a lot going on, but I think if you picked out, say, the acorns and coloured those, and then all the mushrooms, you know, and it would soon get done. And these ferns are very pretty as well. I love ferns. I think that's what they are anyway. Yes, I think, you know, if you did all the apples the same and then all the leaves around there and then all these oak leaves, then by the time you've done that, you've got quite a bit done and it feels a little less daunting as a page. Now we have a cute little rabbit. Over here, lots of leaf details in our rabbit, which you could choose to ignore and colour over, or you could colour in a different colour. You know, there's lots of options. I think what I might do, perhaps if I was doing it today, which I won't be, I would maybe colour a base brown on everything and then do some shading where I think the shadows might be, and then colour over the leaves in green to make them stand out. So everything would start the same colour and then change. Now I like this, caught my eye. Johanna didn't talk about this, but we've got this very pretty flower here. I don't know what these are supposed to be, but I love colouring them. But we've got these sycamore seeds here, which are always fun. I mean, the colour they are, I can never replicate in a picture, because they're sort of grey brown, I suppose, a bit of a French grey with a bit more brown. Quite difficult, but it doesn't matter. And of course we've got some little berries down here which always catch my eye. Now we've got lovely mushrooms down here, and then these sort of black-eyed Susans or something, whatever they might be, primroses perhaps, and our fox. Again, our fox has got a leafy design. When I colour the fox, I usually go onto my search engine and just check the colours, because I can never remember if the end of the tail is white or brown, so I black or white, so I check things like that, just so that I've got a base, so that when I colour it, it looks fox-like. But of course you could colour it pink or blue or something, you know. I think I've coloured a fox blue before. Now Johanna has shown us this treats page and mentioned about the fact there was a hamburger here, but let's have a look at what else we've got. We've got like a layered pudding with fruit on top. I think that's fruit because they've got leaves. And we've got our hamburger. I guess there's like gherkins and tomato and cheese. Ugh, I don't like hamburgers. But anyway, I will find a way to make it nice. I just find when they're too big, the cheese, I don't know. I don't think cheese and meat goes together. I'm not a meat eater anyway, but anyway, I'll make it into a nice burger. I had a mushroom burger the other day. That's nice. So we've got pancakes. Again, we've got fruit. We've got little tiny blackberry, blueberries and strawberry there. And this is a pile of something. I'm thinking, could it be... I was thinking it could be those shoe buns, but they're different sizes, so I'm not sure what that is. But we can just play around with that. And we've got another bowl. This looks like ice cream with these sort of chocolate straw things. Maybe some candies there. Now this, I think, I'm just looking, it's a big bowl, but it looks like some of the things in there look like fruit. So maybe it's sliced fruit. Maybe apples and things, kiwis, not sure. Now this is definitely ice cream with a wafer, but it looks like we've got a bit of fruit in there. I think Johanna tries to make them slightly healthy. But this cake has got a nice dribbly drizzly icing on and some sprinkles. And then we have a layered cake with strawberries. These look like 3 donuts. We have an ice cream cone or cornet. I don't know what you call them in other countries, with the chocolate straws. And a bowl of noodles. We have another layered cake. Sort of looks like a ice cream in a glass. There's another layered cake and another ice cream pudding dessert with a cherry on top. That's fun. Now I've seen this page coloured as well. Emily Illustrator has coloured this one. I think Johanna actually posted her picture. It's absolutely beautiful. So Johanna's explained about that page. I won't. Now these hand-tied bouquets or posies are beautiful. So we have different flowers in each one. I'll try and hold it so you can see it open. So we've got different shapes and sizes of flowers. This one's only got 2 stems. This one's got lots more. This one looks almost like roses. I know someone, when Johanna did her live, asked why Johanna didn't do roses, and I know Johanna has said before that when she does them they end up looking like cabbages. Well, those don't, they might be peonies, but I can see what she means, because ornamental cabbages are a thing and they do look a bit like roses, but that's okay. And that one's very pretty. We have this one, looks like, these look like rosebuds maybe, and then another one, so we've got those to do. Now again we have some very small ones. It almost looks like that's a little coin and they're drawn on there. So we have 3 there, 1 here. These are really small but still big enough, I think. It's got little circles around like berries. That one looks like a peony. This one looks more like an orchid, sort of dotty ones. And 3 in that one, and that's just 1. Those like bluebells. I'm not sure what those are, they're nice. Little teeny ones. And two different types in there. Those look more like sort of violets or something. Two types there. Some of the small ones and slightly larger. I quite like that some of these have got quite big middles, so you can do something with the centre of the flower, which I enjoy doing. These look like pansies. Another one, like primroses maybe, not sure. I like the leaves on those. This one looks quite Christmassy, I don't know why. A pair, three the same. Then we have what looks maybe tulips, maybe a sunflowers there. Maybe these are pansies, bluebells perhaps, some others. I mean, obviously Johanna doesn't pick specific flowers, but it's nice to try and decide what they might be, I always find. So these are very interesting, I think. I do like a bonsai tree, and I love colouring tree trunks, so, you know, and with just a small space to colour, that's rather nice. So we have, this one's got 4 separate buildings in it and a few bits at the bottom. This one's got definitely a castle. This one has got a little swing and a house, a little, is that a bird box or a mailbox? I'm not sure. Little toadstools. And this one just, they've got lots of chimneys. It's a different shape of building, and we've got a vine going round. Now this is rather like Rooms of Wonder, the sort of shelf items. There's quite a lot going on in each one, so I'm going to have a good look. So this looks like it's all toys, because we've got bunting and a skittle and a ball and a little wind-up bird on a stand, some bricks and a pencil. These sort of fabrics are always good to do. Now here we have our snow globe and a marble, a tree and a houses. Here we have a sort of circus tent and a spinning top and some balloons, a sort of magic wand and some paintbrushes. And we have a pot with a feather and some hearts, a little doll, 2 trees, a picture with a heart on, like a piece of fabric, a sort of flag thing, and a toadstool. And down here we have some little buttons. She did this in the origami room in Rooms of Wonder, this sort of bunting. It's a castle with a rainbow and some sort of colours behind. And then we have a crown, some books, hot air balloon, a bunny and a sort of hang-up moon. That's interesting. So lots of details going on in that one. This little bird, he's rather sweet. So he's sitting on a branch with mushrooms, and around the edge we have all sorts of florals. It's rather like the ones, is it Enchanted Forest with the owl and the squirrel? It's a bit like that, but obviously a different type of bird. And you could try and colour that like a bird that you might know. It looks a bit like maybe a blue tit or something like that, or you could just go wild with colour, or just keep it quite plain. And there's just a small amount of background behind here. I think that's quite good for practicing your backgrounds. If you find backgrounds a bit daunting, having just a small space can be quite good. And I really liked this heart-shaped design. So it's symmetrical, so this is the same as this and this is the same as this, but they look quite different to each other. So we've got florals here like bluebells and things, mainly bell type flowers, and on this one we've got mainly round blooms, so they're quite different colour. Now this page reminded me of Secret Garden. There are florals that look a bit like this in there, sort of almost stylised geometric type flowers, which I think is great because you can just do whatever you like with them, and they are quite big, as Johanna said in her flip through. Even it's only sort of this one here with these bits that are a little bit small. The rest is very big, so you could do all sorts of shading in there. Now this is the page where I went and I saw that one. It's small and it's a lot of circles, but I'm looking carefully. A lot of it are flowers with centres and petals. So I think with that one I would probably do all the flower centres the same colour, do them all first so I could see them, and then it would help me work out what was going on. But the others aren't so scary. I think it's just a lot of black going on in that particular one. This one I didn't notice before. I was so frightened by that one. This has got hearts, diamonds, circles and stars in it. It's rather cute. This one is leaves, so you've got different shapes of leaves. Some of them are clusters and they look a little bit darker. And then this one is an underwater scene. You've got a fish and sort of reeds. They still look like leaves. This is a cluster of flowers, and then you've got stemmed flowers on this one. Now houses in bottles are quite a favourite, I think, of people from Worlds of Wonder. And so this one is, look, a house on stilts with water underneath. This is got a cloud or maybe a bush behind it. We have, oops, sorry, a more sort of Russian type looking building, maybe, not sure. And then this one is more, it's got a wooden door, I think, and a turret. It's rather fun. So those. And then we have this underwater design. So I was looking at this, trying to work out, is this bit around here and here cliff or rock? And are we looking through a bit of rock outwards? Or is this bit here a cave that we're looking into? Wasn't quite sure. I think the first is easier. And actually this is sort of growing on the edge, so I'm not sure. But we've got a lot of corally detail, plants, a couple of very different looking fish, and a little group of fish as well. So there's a lot of little fun details in that one to do. And now we have our cupcakes. So let's have a little look. So this one's got sprinkles. This one's got like a wafer biscuit. That one has got, I don't know, sweets maybe on that one. Another one with like, they look like marshmallows. We've got fruit on that one, stars. Oh, lots of fruit on that one. A cherry, blueberries and a raspberry maybe. Some intricate icing and dribbly icing. We've got another blackberry and blueberry on there. Some nice little blackberries to colour. Hearts. Sort of, these look like citrus slices. More icing, little flower, more sprinkles and more sort of geometric shapes. Now what I like about cupcakes is with the cases as well, you can either do them striped, you can do them in a sort of crosshatch, you can just do them plain. There are lots of different ways you can colour those as well as the toppings. Or you could, they are all drawn differently, so you would do each one differently, I would say. Although those two look quite similar. And now we have our very British tea. Now we don't usually have flowers and leaves in our teapots though. In fact, I never use a teapot. I occasionally use a teapot, but look, I like how it's magical tea. And in each of the cups we've got a different design. We've got florals here and an underwater here. And then we've got this little butterfly design and a very pretty spoon. So we've got a lot going on that page. And here, this is very Worlds of Wondery, with a fish with a building on its back. It's a little bit different, and it does look fun to do. We've got, you know, I can imagine doing a pastel sea type background. I like these plants. They're quite big and fun to get stuck into as well. These flowers are, the dots are a bit small, but I think we could manage. Now this page stood out to me when Johanna did her flip through like that. I noticed there were ducks. I wanted to get into doing those. So these are rather sweet. Again, you could choose whether you colour in all the detail or just leave them plain. There's a lot of leaves. There's some florals as well. So it's really up to you. And you've got the water to do as well, and think about what to do with that. So those are very cute. Oh, and we've got some little mushroom designs here. So we've got a standard house and then just 5 different ones. A snail with some on its back, look. And that one reminds me of the one at the back of Ivy. And now a different house, there's a triangle. That one's really sweet. 2 little houses underneath, that's good, isn't it? I love this washing on the line. We've got a very tall, thin house. We've got some growing out of a house underneath. And this is just some curly ones. And one with a door window. Just some mushrooms with flowers. These have got little lamps hanging under them. And one with them growing out of the roof. Great fun. Whoops. Now we've got a house on an island, very like Worlds of Wonder again, but I think it's a great idea. I've had a lot of fun colouring those, so this will be nice. And it's a whole one, a bigger one, featuring on the whole page. Now this design reminded me of one from, I can't remember, I'm sure there's another mandala type design with flowers like this coming out of the centre. I don't know which book it's from though. I've seen it in one of the planners, but I'm not sure which of her books it's from. But very much just lots of flowers to get stuck into, really. These are so different. I really like them. I love, I think in one of Johanna's how to draw books, she tries to teach you how, I say tries, she teaches you how to draw these. I had a go, but I cannot get the thickness of the line consistent through the whole thing. But the idea of colouring them is so attractive. I think they're so pretty. Really lovely. So I'm looking forward to doing those. I'm not sure what I'm going to call them. Scroll shapes or something. Vines, I don't know. And here we have another heart, which is rather nice. Great for February, of course, but any time really. And we have, it's actually made up of all pretty much, yeah, the same flowers all through, which is a little bit unusual, but actually could be quite good, nice and relaxing. Now we have 4 circles of florals. So again, very similar to other ones we've seen where you've got different sizes. So you've got some larger, some smaller, some repeating a little bit and some not. So you can, I think that's rather nice. It works really well, I think. Now we have all sorts of houses, I think. So we have a teapot house. I love that. It's a kettle, actually, not a teapot. And one with a look at that leafy roof, flowers coming out, and bottles. There's a boat, look. There's a house with a pretty floral roof. I think that's a thatched roof, I would say. Is that a pumpkin? Or is it an apple? I think it's a pumpkin. Just from the stem. We have just a more normal looking house here. Then a little one with a door and a sort of, I think that's a flower roof. Look, it looks the same as that. That's so cute. And another one with a wooden door and flowers growing out of the roof. We have just a little cluster of mushrooms and flowers there. This house, I'm not sure what these blobs are. Maybe moss. I think that's how I'd colour that. Teeny bottle house. A key with a little heart. Another little house with this time with leaves and a pear with a door. And then we have our 3 dogs. I'm sure loads of people who love dogs are going mad over this page. They are so very cute, I have to say. I'm surprised she hasn't done more dogs really, but maybe it's just something she hasn't drawn much before. I don't know, but these are adorable. And like the other animals, they've got florals. Actually, this one's leaves, these 2 are florals, and you can choose whether to colour those in or not. So now we have our 6 boats. So she said this one's from a kids TV show. I don't know which TV show that is, but I don't watch kids TV anymore, thankfully. My children are grown up. And then this one's got more sort of life rings and things on it, and I like these flags. Again, we've got flags on this one. And this one's got these sort of floats. Are they called buoys? I don't know. Anyway. And this one's got a little speaker or something on it there. And then another one with, oh, it's got my colouring supplies on it. I do like colouring boats, actually. And we have the lighthouse. So we have a very pretty shaped bottle, really pretty. And the lighthouse has got a nice brick base, it's shining its light out, but we've got stars, so this is a nighttime sky in there, but it's quite small, it should be okay. We have our water and a little bit of a rocky base with some plants, that's rather nice. Now again, this one is rather like a Worlds of Wonder picture with this water underneath. I can't remember what the one in there had on it, but it had a ship, didn't it? But a different type of one, and I think it's such a lovely idea. I'm really going to enjoy doing that one, but it's a very different type of ship. I really like colouring water like that as well. Now We have more of those really pretty leaves, and in this hanging basket coming off this this building. And this one has a flag. This one has a rainbow look with a I like this style of tree, which is nice. And then this one, yes, she was talking about these being like Rapunzel's towers, so that's rather sweet. And now we have two birds. Now this one has leaves on its wing and florals on its tummy and head. And this one has florals across here, and then more leafy wings or feathers. I mean, it could be feathers or leaves. It's up to you really. Very pretty little birds. And here are all the feathers. They're all in quite different designs. We're quite used to having a feather page where all the feathers are drawn quite similarly. So these are very different. So you've got you can do them in lots of different colours. Each one a different colour, or split your colours through the feather, or just do them in gold and silver like I did on one of my pages in Enchanted Forest, I think. There's lots of options there. Now this is the sort of controversial space page. I think Johanna seemed to think it wouldn't be very good doing lots of black, but I don't know, I think they'd look really good with a black background. Particularly, you know, we've got these clouds and we've got lots of stars. There's not much black to go in there, but I haven't sort of completely thought about what to do with all of these. But we've got the rocket there, and then we've got planets and more planets, and like a Martian ship, which is really fun, and the sun and another space rocket. So there's a lot of different things going on, lots of opportunity for bright colours as well as maybe black background. And then of course we've got all these stars in the background, so we can choose whether we do a background over the whole page in black and colour those stars, and then do these brighter. There's lots of options there. But we have something completely different on this side. We have a star with some balloons. I think we all enjoyed the colouring balloons in Worlds of Wonder with the elephant. And I love this castle with a rainbow. That's really, really sweet. And we have a mushroom with a house on, and then just a house. I think, is that in the cloud or is it a bush? It's up to us, isn't it? But it looks like these, which is clouds. Cloud. Now we have lots of little animals. So we've got a butterfly here, and then we've got a fox, but we've got acorns and things. It looks quite autumnal. We have a squirrel holding a nut, look, with some mushrooms. Very, very cute little frog. Adorable little bird. A hare, I'm thinking. Long ears. Look at the owl. Just so sweet. And the hedgehog, oh, really sweet. So we've and some berries, yay. But here we have another symmetrical design. We have, it's mainly florals, isn't it, and leaves, but there's a couple of butterflies. Sorry, my nose is running. A couple of butterflies as well. And then we have, what do we have here? So these are symmetrical designs. So we have a butterfly one. We have a flower, not sure what that is, really different. I don't know what that is. And then a mix of flowers. These two with some stars. And then a sort of ring, which is interesting. And we have another pair. And again, these are quite different to what we might have seen before. And then a sort of plainer design. Now I really like these as well, where you get this sort of square background, so you could colour the background and then do the florals. It just, because it's quite a small area, it doesn't take too long, so it's great practice. And we have larger flowers on this one. These are really pretty. And then we have stemmed ones. We have these little round ones, which I always really like colouring as well. And then some more spiky flower designs. And then, of course, one of my favourite things to colour, fruit. So I'm thinking orange, raspberries or blackberries, pineapple and watermelon, cherries, apple, blueberries, I'm thinking gooseberries, strawberries. See, that looks like a pear, and that's a pomegranate. I'm not sure what these are. They look a bit like tomato. No, no they don't. Don't know. Grapes, lemon. Are those quince? This one. What's that? Don't know. And those, she said they look like aubergines. But aubergine isn't, well, I suppose it's sort of a fruit, if by definition. Let's move on. We have what I would call almost a Knickerbocker Glory, which you may not know what they are in other countries. So basically lots of layers of different things. You've got fruit, and it looks more like a trifle, to be honest. Fruit and sponge and custard and cream and ice cream. Knickerbocker Glory is usually fruit, jelly, no, fruit and ice cream, isn't it? So I'm not sure, but of course you can do whatever you like with all these different layers. Lots of bright colours. All pastels, of course, look quite pretty. We've got a house on the top. Of course we have. Now this is adorable. I'm sure everyone agrees. Just gorgeous. So beautiful tortoise, and then all the florals to go with it. Just such a lovely page. And then we have 6 circles with various flowers. We have these simple ones with little circly dots in the background. And then we have several different types in this one, 3 different types, some larger, some smaller. Here we have some really big ones with some slightly smaller and then tiny. We have these, which I really like, but with lots of different shaped flowers actually, lots of different ones in there. Then we have these ones with lots of petals. I like colouring those. And these are different. I've not seen Johanna draw ones like this with a little triangle seed on. They'd be interesting. Something a bit different for us to have a go at. Oh, we are on our seasons wreaths now, aren't we? So this one is our spring, and I was trying to look at what we've got. We've got daffodils, obviously, and these look like snowdrops, but you could colour them as crocuses and bluebells, but not sure what all the others are. These little ones, I suppose it could be forget-me-nots. I don't really know. And I'm not sure what these are, but it doesn't matter too much. And this is our summer, so I'm guessing we're looking at chrysanthemums, dahlias, peonies, that sort of thing. Daisies. And then in autumn, again, we just have lots of florals. I would probably do a different palette. So I might do oranges for autumn more so, maybe. And then we have our winter one. I'm looking forward to doing some videos for you for this one. As we have mistletoe, we have ivy, we have poinsettias, and we have holly. And I know that some of you aren't going to know how to colour those. I do have videos actually on how to colour all of them already, but I'm going to do them again because it's such a lovely page. Yeah, mistletoe is something I don't think many countries apart from the UK do, so that's something that might be of interest as well. So there we go. Now I think these look a bit like red cardinals. Not that we get them in the UK, but I've seen people colour them and talk about them and seen pictures of them, particularly this one with this sort of crest. But I don't know, maybe not. But, you know, it could be fun to do it like it's a sort of Christmassy. I know you sort of associate those, maybe a robin and a red cardinal. You've got a Christmas theme page, maybe? I don't know. We've got lots going on here. So we've got a very detailed flower first, butterfly, more little florals there, and some on a stem. More stem florals with stars. I'm thinking hummingbird, cherry blossoms, a large bloom, another, that's really pretty, look at that. A sort of koi carp. We've even got some water lilies. That looks more like a hydrangea maybe, a butterfly. Now we've got another different type of flower that looks quite different to what we've seen before, and that one, another butterfly. This is also a different type of flower, so it's rather nice. We're getting a few different things from Johanna. This one looks more normal. This one looks a bit different too, with the ends of the petals different colour. That looks really pretty with the sort of branchy bits as well. Another butterfly. We have 3 houses. So this one is got some bricks and lots of nice, really, I love colouring trees that look like that, so it's going to be nice. This one's got trees and bushes too, got what looks like a bandstand. And wooden, like Tudor style wood on the front of that one. And then this one looks rather, it's got wooden doors. Some brickwork as well. And these very different looking plants. And look, little lights there. Lovely details. Now here we have all stemmed flowers. So this one's even got a little butterfly. In fact, they've all got a butterfly. No, not quite. So this one's got a butterfly. These look like foxgloves. We've got a butterfly there. We've got one that looks a bit more like a moth with those. Got 2 butterflies in that one. This one's got 2 teeny bees. And this one's got a butterfly. So those are rather interesting to do. Got another set of lots of items. Let's have a look through. So you've got a jar with a label and some florals. A snail with a hat. And some flowers, adorable. Another jar, but this time with some stars, and this is like a cup with some a starfish in it. It's interesting, isn't it? A jar with some leaves. We've got a hot air balloon with some clouds, a sort of moth, toadstools and flowers. A cup with florals. Look, growing out of a pencil, some mushrooms. Is that what happens if you don't use your pencils enough? The toadstool house in a jar, a key with a pretty little floral there. We've got another snail there, look, with some trees growing out of its shell. A bottle of flowers with some ribbons. A little birdhouse, I think. And then lastly a mushroom with some florals. Very nice. And here we have our 2 dragons, which are going to be interesting, I think, to colour. We have one with wings and lots of, it's got 1 flower and lots of leaves. And then this one is just leafy, but it's got, he hasn't got wings. He's a different sort of shape of dragon. He looks more like a Loch Ness monster, I think. Now these are quite interesting, again, from the point of view of doing backgrounds, because they're quite small. So you've got your, are they rhombuses? Not sure, and then triangles. So you've got your sort of geometric shapes, which is nice, and you've got your different florals. Each one has got flowers and leaves inside it, and this one's also got a butterfly. And we've got more florals on this page. So these have got large centres, so you can play around with those a little bit, and then some smaller flowers. This has got some really little ones around the edge. Again, it's a similar thing for all of them. We've got some large ones and smaller ones. This one looks like a dahlia. And then other flowers. They're not quite so small. This one's got little round ones that almost look like berries. A big mix of different flowers in that one. Whereas here we've got 4 larger ones and the rest are small, and they're all the same. And these I rather like, symmetrical designs with sort of thin details. So we've got like vines and things like that. A really pretty flower in the middle. I really like that one. And here we've got leaves with, I'm loving these, fish with some sort of shells, and more flowers and leaves. Big flower. I'm not sure whether these are petals or just a design. And then another underwater, I think. It looks like it. Those are lovely. Really like those. Now here is our narwhal design. So we've got a underwater part with stones, narwhal fish and things, and then we've got above the sea we've got our island, and with a house and lighthouse and things like that. So we've got quite a lot going on in that one. I think we're nearing the end. Here we are. So this is our end one. It's got flowers and leaves around it, stars and dots, and really pretty. And we've got our colouring palette test page. We've got a little boat there on that one, and a little cute house on this one. And we're actually going to colour this house, I think. I don't remember this house actually from the book. Sorry, I'm getting louder because I'm leaning towards the camera. To grab a piece of paper to put behind the page. Now I'm going to use Staedtler Ergosoft pencils to colour this in. We'll come in a bit closer. Sorry, my piece of paper's a bit mucky. That's why I use them. So I don't get everything else mucky. It's come in really close. Right, so that's as close as I can go. This is my pencil. So you can see that it's fairly small, but I think we'll be fine. I'm not going to use that black though. Let's start with the main house. Do that a colour and that will guide us. I'm looking at that roof and thinking thatch. It looks like a thatched roof. Now you may not be familiar with thatched roofs. It's something we have in the UK. This is number 16, Golden Ochre. It's an Ergosoft pencil. I'm going to just fill in the roof. Yeah, thatched roofs is something that you probably don't get all over the world. But and they're very difficult to insure because they're made of hay. I don't know if it's a special type. I really have no idea. And so obviously they're a fire hazard. But very pretty, very, as we would say, chocolate box, cottagey style. There's a little village where my dad, his mother lived, and they had a couple of thatched cottages. Very pretty. Yeah, let's just put that black one back. Now, what are we going to do? Let's make the window very bright and welcoming next. Let's use number 1, which is our yellow, and do the window. While I think about what colour to do the actual building, nice and bright. There we go. I can't wait to get stuck in and do some videos from this book for you. Some more. I mean, obviously I'm doing one right now. I'm going to do the stonework. I'm doing it a bit randomly. This is 76, which is our Van Dyke brown. Yeah, I don't know why I do stones brown. It probably should really be grey. Yeah, I can't wait to make a proper series where I colour for you. But hopefully it won't be long until you get your books. I know some people have got them already, so you know, they're out there. Just got to find them. Oops, I'm just going to drop a pencil. This is number 52. It is the sap green. I'm going to use it for these leaves. I'm just going to block them in. There isn't. You could probably fit 2 colours in here, but I'm just going to block it in. Oh, I just remembered I need to, my niece wanted to send me some of her work to check. She's studying psychology. I'm going, yes, I think I'm going to go with an orangey theme on the flowers on the roof. I think it might just work. So I'm going to grab number 4, which is our orange, and do this one. I'm just thinking, because of the colours that I've used, it might just work. So that one and this one, I'm just doing plain colouring because they're little. Yeah, she, because I've got a master's degree in psychology. She's studying psychology. She's asked me for a bit of help. It's hard to remember it all because I don't use it. This is light orange because I haven't done it for a long time. I don't work in psychology. This is my job, talking to you guys. So yeah, it's you know. She just said, "Can you read this paragraph? Can I send you a paragraph to read because it doesn't sound right?" So I don't know. Okay, I think I'm going to do the flower middles and those little circles the same colour. So I'm going to grab the 11, this is the sand, and do these. Hopefully we'll get a nice sort of warmth into this. And I'm going to, oops, drop my pencil. Going to use number 57, which is the olive green, for all the leaves. I'm going to do them all the same on here, and again just blocking them in. yeah, so yeah, I'll try and help her. I think my boy's supposed to be working today, but I didn't check with them what they were doing before I came in here. Now I'm going to do the house in the 49, the fawn. Oops, sorry, put it down low, it'll get blurred, won't it? One of them is got to write a bit of code and then write some words about it. I think he's trying to make a random prime number generator in a programming language called Python, and the other one is writing an essay on AI in the stock market. They sound quite well. The AI in the stock market's interesting. He's arguing whether AI is better at predicting the stock market. He basically says yes. This is 77. This is the tobacco brown. I'm just going to use it to try and add a little bit of shadow to the edges of our house. Particularly quite dark under this roof, so it looks like it's sticking out a little bit and we've got a bit of shadow there. And then I'm going to put a little bit underneath the flowers and the leaves. I know I haven't done the mushroom on the top. Like that, just a few bits of detailed shadow. You don't have to do too much, you don't have to do this at all. There we go. So I can't decide what to do with the one on the top. I'm going to procrastinate a bit longer by grabbing 57 again, doing a little bit, actually doing grass, do it that way. Grass doesn't grow horizontally, it grows vertically. I just think those little dots at the bottom of the house might be indicating that there's some grass. I'm just going to put a bit in, like that. Now our mushroom, you know, it's the stem I'm not sure about, so I'm going to do the top. This is 24, it's scarlet red, it's very orangey, so I'm going to use this. I want it to be a bit dark on the edges, so I'm going to try and do less layers towards the middle. Like that. Stem. So usually I do them in grey. I'm thinking I'm just going to do it in brown. Let's use this. This is 73, it's the burnt sienna, so it's not really dark brown. I'm just going to try and make it a little darker towards the top. There we go. I'm going to also grab the 77 again, the tobacco brown. Just put a bit of shadow between the flowers. Don't have to do this. I think it just makes them stand out from each other a little bit. And on the edges of the leaves. So you don't have to do this. Just a little fussy touch. There we go. Wow, this has been a long video, hasn't it? But I've had a lot of fun. I hope it's been okay. I hope that you have enjoyed it as well. And I've got put my affiliate links for buying the book from Waterstones, but also from Amazon in the description if you want to grab it and get it. And I'll be doing loads of tutorials from the book, or colour alongs, or whatever we want to call them. So I'm really excited to get stuck into some of those, but I'm going to go off and see my boys, have a coffee, and then maybe make some this afternoon. It's exciting. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe to the channel and click the bell so you get notifications of when my videos are appearing. Thank you so much for watching. Please like as well and comment. Let me know what pages you want me to do. That'd be useful. But for now, thank you so much and happy colouring.